Alright, hello everyone, how's it going? Today we are going to be looking at how to do the Gesture Drawing 3 assignment. This is kind of like a half step above what Gesture 2 was, and it kind of gives a nice lead in to what our final gesture project will be for next week. So I'll show you how to do it. This is going to be just on paper. My demo will be. If you are doing it in the app, that's fine too. However you manage and want to do it is totally fine. I'm gonna show you how to do it on paper, but any way that you find that you can do it is fine with me. So moving over, we're gonna get it set up so you can kind of see what's going on. Alright, so what we've got here is you can see we've got a runner in our pose, and we've got the paper set up. I've got 4 different colors over here. You don't have to do yours in color. You can use yours with pencil all the way. I'm just doing it in colors so to kind of demonstrate the different stages, so you can see those a little easier. The idea behind this one is to make it big. Okay, fill the page. Okay, having it pretty big. Okay, we are only referencing it. I am not printing anything out. I'm not overlapping this into my app if you're using it digitally. I'm not drawing on top of it on the paper. I am just looking at it. Okay, so if some of you have been doing this already for the gesture drawing, great for you. You are a little bit a step ahead of the rest of us. So hopefully that helped you out now moving forward. But we are only looking at this. We're not drawing any. We are just drawing on the paper from observation. Okay. You're going to be able to pick your own image. I would recommend searching for athletes. You want to pick something in a fairly dynamic pose. You don't want anything stagnant. Don't pick a picture of someone just standing there. Try to find something interesting. I will have a little bank of images you could pick from, 5 or 6, if you can't think of anything or don't want to find one. But we'll go from there. Alright, so my first step is I'm going to put in my action line. So I'm going to draw a line in that I feel describes what I see in one line, right? We're putting in, if we were to try to describe this to someone else, and we're putting in one line, we've got our line right there, okay? So then we are going to communicate that with one line, and I've got it now. So then our next step will be putting in our shoulder line and our hip line and finding out where we want those to go. So kind of looking at what I've got here, I'm going to put in a hip line, okay, and then I'm going to put in my shoulder line, okay. Now this is a little bit difficult because his shoulder is kind of hidden. His shoulder line and his hip line definitely goes into a different kind of pose than we're used to. Okay, so I've got my shoulder line and my hip line. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in the arms and legs. Okay, so now I'm going to, off of this hip line, I'm going to throw in a leg and then come down. Okay, and now I'm going to add in just a little line for a foot, and then off of there I'm going to put in another line for his leg. Now this is a point where we really need to start referencing where things are at. This right knee sits above the left knee. The left knee sits just a wee bit above the ankle, so we need to make sure that when we're drawing these things in, these things are referenced. Okay, now I might need to make some adjustments as I go because this is going to help me out. Okay, this is where we really start to kind of look at the proportions. And again, I've mentioned this to some of you, and we're also going to put in a spine. I'm pretty close with my action line. Actually, I think I'm a little bit more on that action line. What I'm going to do is going to throw in one more line just because I kind of messed that up. Okay, now having a messy gesture drawing is totally fine. It's like showing your work in math. Okay, there's nothing wrong with having extra lines. I don't want to see super clean gesture drawings. It means that, I don't know, it's hard to tell where you were at with your line work if it's super clean and there's only a few lines on there. If you have lots of lines, it shows me that you were really thinking it out and doing a lot of just really analyzing the figure and trying to figure out where everything was at. Okay, so now I've got all of that in there. I'm going to go back to blue. Now I'm going to put in that shield shape, right? And the other shield shape for his pelvis. Okay. Now we're going to go with those muscle mass forms like we did in gesture 2. Now this is very similar to gesture 2. The only difference is that we're just drawing it bigger. Really, that's the big difference here. I'm going to throw in that head because I kind of feel like I've got it right now. Okay, so now we're looking at these forms. We can break these down really however works best for you, but you just want to really look at how these fit together. And I might make adjustments. So you can see that my hand, I'm going to put it a little bit closer. Looking at these, now I know that that goes right about there. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like where this is at, so that's good. All I really need to do is connect. Okay, now looking at this, I'm going to put that up a ways. Might extend that out just a little bit more. Okay. For the hand shapes, you can just kind of do a rounded triangle. We're not doing anything crazy specific. We're just trying to get some shapes in to kind of delineate that. Now see, I had my line in there that I had for the gesture drawing. This is just something like as I'm going, I can kind of see I want to take this out a little bit further, and I can see that my shape, original shape, was a little off. Now even I can see that my other leg was a little off too, which is totally fine because it's just kind of giving me a good idea of where everything is at. I can see that my knee is above the ankle. I want to come back. Kind of have that nice line in there. This foot should be below, so that looks okay. Not doing anything crazy specific for the feet. Breaking this down a little bit more, making sure I've got kind of what I want shape-wise. There we go. So, gesture drawing, we've got it set. We've got all these specs in. Breaking it down in the shapes. The main idea with this third gesture drawing is that I'm doing it big. Okay, you can see it's about the same size as my hand. It's very full. It's near the same size. I don't know about your screens, but we could have something pretty close. Okay, then you could really see like how close was I with my proportions. If I hold this up, I was not too far off. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I could have come a little higher with that leg, but not bad. So main idea with this gesture 3, just draw it bigger. Take a couple practices if you need to. Plan it out. Your gesture drawing can be messy. You can have a lot of extra stuff in here. You can see, look, my action line originally was way up there, and then I moved down, and then I moved down further, and I'm pretty close. So try that. Good luck with this. Stay safe, wash your hands, all of that. Have questions, feel free to contact me, but this is what we're looking for drawing. Gesture drawing 3, big gesture drawing, very similar to what we did in week 2, but we're just getting it bigger. All right. Again, you can pick your own image, or you can use from the bank that I'll have there. All right. So see you all next week.